Red Sox take on the Yankees. It's a four-gamer, and we have a perfect person to talk about these two teams in Kevin Pillar, who played for the Blue Jays for a long period of time. What do you have for us on the Yankees and the Red Sox this year? Yanks picked up a win against the Rays, a little shaky from Devin Williams to close it out in extras, but they put on a power show down in Tampa, their spring training home. For the Red Sox, there was some disappointment for them this week against the Orioles, so they'll try to bounce back against the Yanks. What do you think?
I would say for a typical series, timing is everything. I mean, if we had this conversation 2.5 weeks ago, we would say Red Sox are going to sweep the Yankees. The Yankees are done. The Red Sox were playing unbelievably. The Yankees weren't playing well. We sit here today talking about how the Red Sox, let a couple games get away. The Yankees just go on this unbelievable power surge. But this is the Yankees and Red Sox. Both of these teams are legitimate contenders for a wild card position. You throw everything out the window when these two teams play. One of the more sad things that happened in my career, the COVID year, I know it was tough for a lot of people, but in my baseball career, it was really tough because I signed with the Red Sox, and you look forward to playing in games like this, series like this, meaningful games late in August, Red Sox-Yankees rivalry, and unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to really experience it, and to this day, it makes me sad.
Right, because you were in a rivalry within your division, but not in the rivalry within the division, right? You got to be on the Blue
Yeah, I
Jays.
mean, when you're
The Blue Jays don't like the Yankees and the Red Sox, but it's not
yeah,
Yankees
when
Red Sox.
you're yeah, when you're a member of, arguably when I was with the Blue Jays, you could say our biggest rival was Baltimore. That's kind of the team that we were competing with year in and year out, but nothing matches up to the Yankees Red Sox rivalry. When I was with the Blue Jays, yeah, we didn't necessarily care for the Yankees, didn't really care for the Red Sox. You would go in there and they were important games. They're in division games. More times than not, just being a member of the Blue Jays, you kind of early in the season when all the rankings come out, the projections come out, no matter what sort of roster you have, you're kind of always put behind the Red Sox and Yankees because that's kind of where they're expected to be. You always expect the Yankees and Red Sox to finish, 1 and 2. The teams that I was on with the Blue Jays took those personally. So when we went in there, yes, they were intense games, they were meaningful games, but there is no other rivalry like the Red Sox and Yankees. And for a while, that kind of went away. It was more of a thing that the media tried to hype up, Yankees, Red Sox, but both teams weren't very good at the same time over the last couple of years. They're both back. They're both playing really good baseball, and it's going to be fun to watch. A 4-game series with huge playoff implications. I'm looking forward to watching all four.
The only thing I'll stop you on, and I'll push back on, is that I do not think it is the best rivalry in baseball anymore at the
No, I would
present
agree with
moment.
you. I would agree
Dodgers
with you on
Padres,
that.
right?
Yes, I would agree with you. I
Okay.
mean, you have to factor in, the recent rivalry, the recent success that both of these teams had, and obviously the Dodger Padres, geographically super close. And there was a lot of shit talking after the Dodgers went on to win the division, and then the Padres come in and beat them in 5 games. And I think it was very similar to this year where the Dodgers kind of had their number in the regular season, and then kind of out of nowhere, the Padres were able to beat them in a series, and I think that changed the entire dynamic. You look forward to their series this weekend too, but both of these teams are destined for the playoffs. You hope, from a fan's perspective, that they meet up in the playoffs because, to your point, it is the best rivalry. And in order for it to be a rivalry, the Padres had to do what they did, and they had to actually beat their big brother. And right now, without a doubt, it's the best rivalry in baseball.
Yeah, well, you're talking about 2022, right? When they took
Yeah,
them down in
2022.
the
Yeah,
playoffs. Because obviously last year, the Padres had them on the ropes, and then the Dodgers punched them and won the World Series. Dodgers just swept them. But yeah, my thing is, for a rivalry to have all the juice, you need both teams to be good. I know Dodgers fans call Padres little brother, blah, blah, blah. They haven't won. But, they're both good teams. They're competitive teams. They're in the thick of the playoff race year in, year out. They don't like each other. Like Mike Schilt and Dave Roberts going at it, you're not going to get that too quickly with Aaron Boone and Alex Cora. They're pretty good friends off the field. They worked together broadcasting before this. So, of course, they want to beat the crap out of each other's teams. But I think the Padres Dodgers hate is as real as you can get for 2025. Beanball, the whole deal. Maybe that comes back eventually with the Red Sox and Yankees. It's not a thing right now. It's just two good teams, competitive, fighting for wild card spots because your old Blue Jays are ahead of them, and they need to keep winning ball games, or somebody behind them could pass them.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to have a rivalry in a different way. The two managers don't have to hate each other. The players don't have to hate each other. They just both have to be really good teams, and they both kind of have to be historic teams, kind of like the Yankees and Red Sox. So, as exciting as it is to have the back and forth banter between, the Padres manager, Dodgers manager, the players, referring to each other as little brothers or stepsons or whatever they want to call each other, that's also exciting. But I think with where both of these teams are at, the only thing that really matters is when you look up on the scoreboard and you see those two teams right next to each other fighting for a wild card position. Ultimately, they're still trying to win the division. So these games are really important. And to your point, if the two managers like each other, they work together, that could change in a hurry. One up and in pitch, one errant throw to an Aaron Judge or a Trevor Story. I mean, you throw all the friendship out the window in competition. They could be friends after these 4 days, but I expect this to be I expect it to be a battle.